Hey all, my name is Dr. Paul Borosky, and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is share with y'all some tips and tricks for writing a business plan for businesses in North Carolina. So the way the video is going to play out is first and foremost going to go ahead and give you a little bit of background about me, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. And then after that, we'll dive into some tips and tricks for writing business plans for North Carolina businesses. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. As promised, just a little bit about me. Again, Dr. Paul Borosky, MBA. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if y'all want to avoid all the fun and excitement, trials and tribulations, growth opportunities of writing your own business plan, or any kind of writing for that matter, just make sure to reach out and contact me. Be delighted to help with a business plan or again, any type of writing or research that you may need done. I'm also a business mentor and a business consultant. So if you need some help for business growth, strategic planning, marketing research, and other types of research, again, reach out, be delighted to assist. And then finally, I am an adjunct professor as well as a subject matter expert for business and finance. So if your business plan is ready to go, but those pesky financial projections are kind of tripping you up, again, reach out to me. Be delighted to help for financial projections as well. All right, enough about me. Let's go ahead and dive right into our star of the show. And enough about me. Let's go ahead and talk about the star of the show, which are the tips and tricks of writing a business plan for North Carolina businesses. So, the first tip that I like to share with clients, or pretty much whoever will listen to me, is when you're writing a business plan for your financial projections. I can't stress it enough how important it is to make your financial projections as easy to understand as possible. There's just too many times that I'll take a look at a business plan, I'll skim right over to the financial projections, and I have no idea where their numbers came from. Make sure that you go ahead and put your assumptions. Tell the reader, where these numbers are coming from, what you expect your first week or first month sales to be. Show them what you expect the average customers to spend, how many customers you think you're going to service in the first week or month. Make sure to explain your financial projections of where these numbers come from. When you do that, not only are you going to make it easier for the stakeholders to understand your financials, but it's also going to show that you have professionalism and that you are presenting a well thought out and constructed business plan as well as financial projections. All right, let's go ahead and slide over to tip number two. And for tip number two, what I like to tell my clients is make sure that your executive summary tells a story. You want to keep the reader engaged, especially through your executive summary. Let's be honest; most people are not going to read your business plan from cover to cover, from front to back. It's not going to happen. But most people, especially lenders or investors, they're going to read your executive summary from top to bottom. And if you can't keep them engaged with your executive summary, the chance of you getting lending funding are going to be lower as compared to if you can go ahead and keep your readers engaged. So when you're writing your executive summary, always tell them a story. Make sure to start with, what your company is going to be doing, how it's going to do it, then lead into who your target market is going to be and why they're your target market, and then talk about some of your competitive advantages as why your business is better than all the others. And then finally, lead into your financial projections of how much money you're going to be making if all of all of the things that you said in your executive summary come true. And then finally, the last thing you should tell the reader or inform the reader of is how much money you need to make this story come true, how much funding your organization is going to need. So if you follow that process and you keep your reader engaged, the likelihood of funding is going to increase exponentially, as well as the likelihood of keeping your reader engaged is going to increase as well. All right, let's move on to our third and final tip. And the third and final tip for our North Carolina businesses when writing the business plan is to be specific with your funding request. A lot of times in your business plan, you want to give them just enough information where the reader is going to understand what you're doing and how you're doing it, but not so much information that you're locking yourself into a specific direction or a specific dollar amount. However, with your funding request, all those rules and all that advice goes out the window. When you are dealing with your funding request and you're asking for money, make sure to give a specific dollar amount. Do not go for ranges. Don't say I'm looking between 75 to 150,000. You do that, every one of the readers is going to be looking at 75,000. Even if you need the 150,000 where you can make it work for 75, don't do that to yourself. If you need, or if you want, or if you're looking for 150,000 or whatever that max dollar amount you're looking for, make sure to specifically state that's the funding that you need. Now, if your investor or your lender comes in at a lower dollar amount, then you can go ahead and negotiate, and from that point in time, you can see where the final dollar amount is going to be. But when you're entering into a negotiation, when you're doing your funding request, always have a specific dollar amount in mind and state it clearly in your business plan. If not, you're going to lose credibility, and it's going to show that you're wishy-washy with your decision making because you can't decide on a specific dollar amount that you need. So you're going to definitely lose credibility when you do not give a specific dollar amount for funding requests. All right, hopefully this information was helpful. So let's go ahead and wrap it up and sum it up. Hopefully, the information that I provided, the tips and tricks for your North Carolina business when writing the business plan, specifically about your funding request, make sure you have a specific dollar amount in mind, and make sure you tell your story in your executive summary, and then make sure your financial projections are clean and understandable. Hopefully, these tips and tricks are helpful for your business. And if you are interested in having a professional business plan writer or a professional consultant assist you, make sure you reach out to me and give me a call, send me a text. Love to help. Some of the services that I do provide is business plan writing services, strategic planning, business consulting, market research, as well as startup mentoring. And some of the large cities that I do offer services in North Carolina are going to be Charlotte, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham, Asheville, as well as Fayetteville and other cities in North Carolina. All right, hopefully this information was helpful. And if you enjoyed the video and it was helpful, give me a thumbs up and have a great day.